This is Jew working on projects, and this is everything boisterous. Twist.
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Back when they thought pink polos would hurt the rock. Before Cam got the shit to pop, the doors is closed. I felt like bad.
Oh, what's up? How you doing? My bad. It's 3:00 here, so I'm like I ain't even really it didn't dawn on me. What's good?
Not much. Are you on the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm in Portland.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Are you free right now? Are you good?
I'm good. I'm working on a project, but I'm good at multitasking. So yeah,
Okay.
Let's get it.
Cool. So how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. I cannot complain. It's kind of rainy in Portland, but I got some new pants in the mail, so I'm super happy.
Where are the pants from?
So I met this artist on Instagram. I don't know what this was. He reached out to me, said he wanted to collaborate, and I saw he made these really cool pants. And so I was like, yo, dog, I love the pants you make. He was like, yo, I'll send you a pair. And I just got them today, and they're even better in person and even better on me. So I'm like extra pumped.
All right, that's so dope. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the basics of things. Pretty sure you get, like, the general questions. But we'll go ahead and just knock them out now. So, like, what was, like, the first moment you realized, like, you wanted to be an artist?
My first memories as a kid, the memories that stick out to me, because, you know, as you grow older, you lose a lot of childhood memories. But the ones that stay with me are the ones of me creating. And so I guess early on meaning like at about 11, 12, I started realizing that I only cared about two things, and that was sports, or three things: sports, reading, and art, and making things. And so, like I always did well in art class, and I always did well in English class.
Okay.
And so I was like, yeah. So like my first clothing line of like hand painted clothing was entitled Liberal Arts, because I was in liberal arts class, and I'm like, man, liberal arts, that's English and art together. That's me.
Right.
And so it never really garnered much, but that was just like the sparks. I would say like, so 13, that's when I decided that I really wanted to focus on just pursuing a career in art and design.
Wow. So I know you grew up in Chicago. Like, what are some things that kind of, you know, shaped your taste as an artist, like from clothes to like music and art based in Chicago?
Yeah. So I would say a lot of things that shaped my taste in art is just the South Side of Chicago. I would say South Shore. Being from South Shore, 76 and Yates, and then going to high school at Homewood Flossmoor, we had a nice balance and of mixture of kids at the school. So I would say that going to such a big high school and seeing how a lot of kids dress the same, it inspired me to want to create my own clothes.
And you just didn't want to be basic.
Yeah, that's how original, like my other brand, like I got it tatted on my fingers, it says original, but original came from that, like, I was listening to a Jay-Z song, Imaginary Players, and then he was talking about how, he was like, you know, then they want to take my flow and run with it. That's cool. I was the first one with it, original. And so, like, I used to think about, like, I'd be in school, and I'd be, like, wearing my clothes a certain way, and kids start wearing it that way. I'm like, dang. Like, and that's how I started painting clothes. And, like, that's one thing. If you're not really an artist, you really can't go and just paint clothes, you know. So I would paint a new shirt every night and be at school with a brand new, fresh, hand-painted T-shirt. And then I started, like, selling them to my church peers and my classmates, and Yeah, so I would say like music, Kanye, Do
Or
or Die.
mhm. So,
Um,
Ye fan or like did it
I
turn
didn't
into?
hear you.
Were you always a Ye fan or?
Yes, always. Well, yeah, ever since. I mean, my mom went to Chicago State. His mom taught at Chicago State. I did relate. I grew up reading. I had to, so I read his mom's book early, Dr. West's book really early. I was like, I don't know, when I was becoming a young man, let's say like at 16, 17, 18, I would say Currency, Kanye, Jay-Z and Wiz really shaped a lot of, and Gucci, all shaped a lot of my like of me shaping myself and how I can, like, just me as a person.
Right.
Like like graduation and late registration, those were the heights when I was in like high school, and then like, Chicken Talk and Gucci was like the height when I was in high school, and Wiz and Cushion Orange Juice and and Flight School and Spitta, like all that was at that height when I was in high school, when I was like really trying to find myself. You know what I'm saying? And like what is cool to me, what's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, I would say just being from the South Side, and then listening to a lot of Kanye and just and Do or Die and just like wanting to be like myself, like be original. That was just like really what shaped me, trying to not look like other people. And so like it even used to stem all the way down to like I'd be at football, like I played football. I got a scholarship to college to play football, and I would be like drawing on my cleats and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So my cleats, like before Nike ID, like I was like, yo, I need my stuff to have these kind of drawings. Like my shit gonna be fire. So yeah, yeah, that's really it. Yeah.
Gotcha. So I know you're like a huge like Jean-Michel Basquiat fan and like clearly a diehard Nike Jumpman 23 kind of guy. So, like, what are, like, some aspects of Nike and of, like, Basquiat that consistently influence your eye, like, as a creative?
I would say the juxtaposition between Nike and Basquiat and how it inspires me is the fact that Jean-Michel died in 1988, I believe. Might have been 86 or 88, if I'm not mistaken. And the Air Force One came out in 82. So, like, for me, I've always thought of it like, dang, what if Jean-Michel would have painted a crown on the Air Force One? Like, what if he had that intuition and that know-how? That shoe would be, like, worth $110 million, and it'd be still wearable.
Right.
So that really inspired me because I see myself as a modern, I guess it's a bit strong to say I don't want to say like a modern-day Jean-Michel, but I do channel his energy. You know what I'm saying? I like to think of it like, yo, if Jean-Michel he didn't get a chance to work with Nike, so I want to be one of the greatest artists of our generation. Like, so I want to collaborate with the best brands and collaborate with as many people and brands as I can and create as much work. And if my favorite artist didn't get to do it, I want to be able to do it and like really pay an ode to them as respectfully as I can. So I try to like even with Jackson Pollock, he's a huge influence on my art, and Pablo Picasso, both of those, and then even Rembrandt. Like I have a degree in drawing and painting. I used to be in art history class, like hating that stuff, but it all like I still draw inspiration from the original artists that of like generations past. So I like to think of it like in the future, hand painted clothing will be like high fashion, high art. So like you go to the MoMA and we'll see like hand painted shoes that I did in 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I foresee it as, because I think we're in the midst of a renaissance.
It's a really great point. Wow. That's dope. So, your brand name, when it comes to Jew working on projects, like how did that come about, or Juwop? How did that come about?
So I grew, my little sister is a cake artist, and so she had a bakery, and I remember like when we were growing up, she always talked about how when she got her bakery, she would only play Gucci because Gucci was a huge inspiration to us. So when he changed his name to Juwop, I was like, yo, I'm gonna call my sister Juwop because her name's Jordan. But I was like, man, that don't really sound that good, so I'm gonna steal that. And I was like, I'm going as Juwop now. And my friends would call me that because I play Gucci. Like my birthday is on October 18th, so it's 10/18.
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
So like my friends, like they thought it was fly. They was like, yo, that's just tight. And then they would call me Wop, Juwop, or whatever. But then I was like, man, see, prior to my brand name now, my Instagram used to be Flight 81 because I wore number 81 in college. You know, so I like Jordans and like getting high and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like I was like Flight 81. I was young, but then when I moved from Chicago last year. While I was in Colorado, I changed my name to Jew Working on Projects because I was like, yo, I want to change my name to I was really inspired by Tyler, the Creator, and like it was just the fact that his name is like an adjective, like a verb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wanted to change my name into like a verb, like that I'm doing something. You know, working on projects. That's my brand. Like, and I do just work on projects all day. Like I get up at like 3:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning, smoke, drink coffee, pray, and then I start working on stuff. And yeah, so and it's cool to see like now like people be saying how they working on projects. I'll be like, that's funny. Like just when they like I see it in like Instagram stories of like working on projects today, and I'll be like, that's tight.
So talk to me about currency and how you got to pay of your kicks.
I'm freelance. So, like, I only be at Nike campus when I have meetings for projects that I'm working on. Nike's just my client, my only client, my main client, my only client right now. So,
great client.
Nike and Jordan it's the best client. So, yeah, like with the currency, yeah, that's I have this thing about getting my art to my favorite artists, and Spitter came out to Portland, and I made him a pair of shoes, and so, and I brought it's a dope story. Okay, so look, I'm a huge Spitter fan, and like even it's ironic how those things interconnect down the line, because sophomore year of college, I tattooed Jets Do It. It's a plane and a Nike sign.
Oh, gotcha, because Jet Life.
Jet Life, right, and I love Nike, so it's a plane that makes a Nike sign, right? And then we fast forward these years, and I'm working, it's so dope. I was like, who would have known? You know what I'm saying? But I was just bullshitting around, wanted a tattoo, just like as a kid and shit. But with the whole demo with Spedo was like, I had this little lowrider, this toy lowrider. I was like a model car I got from fucking store up here, and I was like, yo, I want Currency to sign it so I could have this in my he loves cars, I love cars, we love Chevys, yada yada. Right. I was like, I need him to sign this, I need it for my studio. And so I'm 6'6", so I do stand out when I go like to things. So I was like, yo, I need him to sign this, and I got a pair of shoes for him. So I go to the thing, I'm standing out, I'm tall as fuck, smoking. I got the shoes in a pot top bag. I got the car in my hoodie, and he's like, yo, who want to take a ride? And I'm like, everybody like, yeah. So my homie's like, lift the car up. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. She's like, nigga, lift the car up. I'm like, all right. Because I started getting self-conscious. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna do this shit. I'm too tall for this. He was like, nah, nigga, you said you was gonna. That's why you gotta have friends that hold you through the shit. Because my friends. So many, I'd probably say like 60% of my projects is because my friends either like hold me to it or they talk shit to make me want to do it even more. Like my friends are very important in my shit. But I held it up and he was like, hold up, man, this fool, bro. So they made me like open the line like it was a sea of Currency fans open the line. and I gravitated to the front, like floated in the air to the front of the line and handed him the car. He was like, this shit crazy. So he put it up on the DJ booth, posed with it, put a joint in the car, and then now I'm at the front of the line. So I'm like, yeah. I'm getting an extra HD view. I'm what? This was a dream. So, fast forward to the end of the concert. He like, yo, is this for me? I'm like, no, I need that. I need to just sign that car and get that back to me. But these shoes are for you. And so, this is on a tour. I ain't know jack shit if he was gonna throw them bitches away. I don't know, like real shit. I look at selling art like selling drugs.
Right.
People do not give away free art, and they don't turn down free art, and they do not turn down free drugs. Even if the person don't even understand the art or know the artist or even do the drugs. Person could not even do coke. They know its value to coke. The same way people know its value to art, even if they don't even know who the artist is. If it looks dope, if it looks good, no pun intended, it's like, yo, I want this, and I'll find a way to turn this into value or keep this or whatever. So I'm like, that's always been my thing. Is like, I'm gonna give my art away the same way people, good drug dealers, give out free product to garner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, Draymond has art of mine. Virgil has art of mine. Shit, Currency got art of mine. Tiana Taylor. I saw her when I was working at Station 23 in Chicago. She walked into the gym and was like, "Yo, I like your jacket." I'm like, "Shoot, I can make you one just like it." She was like, "Yeah, everybody say that." I'm like, "Shit, I'm not everybody." I was like, "Yo, I need an hour." She stayed there, kicked it. I took an hour, took some creative direction from her. Some shit she wanted on the jacket, drew it up, gave it to her. She got a jacket of mine. So like, that's always been my thing, is just like making good work and sharing it with people.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
So like the painted swooshes, that idea, so I moved out to Oregon last February. I had no money or nothing. I just had new friends at Nike and shit, and then a lot of ideas and a lot of projects that I worked on, and a whole lot of confidence and faith. And so packed up my stuff, left South Shore, told my mom I need you to watch my dog. She was like, all right, I got you, whatever. I was like, yo, I need a year. Let me go and see what this do. She was like, all right, but my mom don't even like dogs, but my mom loves me. That's the biggest thing. She allowing that dog to stay in there. And so I think she loves the dog now, but really this was a whole, my family is huge on this. They even when they were uncertain about what it was, my people never deterred me from following what I wanted to do.
That's awesome.
Ever.
Yeah.
And so, I moved out here. I couldn't afford the flight from Chicago to Portland. I think it was $168. So I was like, fuck, let me go. Me and my accountant, one of my best friends from college, he's also my accountant. We flew to Colorado we was like, shit, we ain't got no girlfriends. We ain't got shit to do. Let's just go check out Colorado and smoke weed and skateboard and hike and do
Colorado shit.
Just do Colorado shit, yeah. And so the flight was $38, G. So we was out of here. We flew there, and then I stayed there for 2 weeks, made a little money, and had enough bread to get from Colorado to Portland. My man flew back to work because he had to go back to work. He's a CPA, and in Chicago, I bought a one-way, so I just flew straight to Portland and stayed on my homie's couch. I had $150 in my pocket. Stayed on his couch for 2 months, and had to go and find another spot. And then that's really I was just really doing projects and giving ideas. I used to walk 7 miles a day, or 7 miles, not a day, but 7 miles at least 3 to 4 times a week to be on Nike's campus. Yeah. And so I walk 3.5 miles to the train, take the train 30 minutes to Beaverton, stay out there for 3-4 hours to see how many meetings people I could run into, pitch ideas to, get on the train, take it back, walk 3.5 miles back to, and you know what I'm saying? I would do that. And so when I had this opportunity to work with this chick who is now my girlfriend, she has a creative like a creative agency type thing. She was holding an art show, and I was like, "Can I make some art for your shit?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I made 10. I had my homie gave me 10 pair of Air Force Ones to paint on. And like I don't like customs personally, because I wear classics. Like I wear OG Jordans, and like I'm from Chicago. Like I wear Jordans,
right?
And brand new ones. You know what I'm saying? They're all black ones and shit like that. And so, but I moved out to Portland with no money, so I'm broke. You know, and I'm like, so I ain't got no money for paint. I had to get donated these shoes, you know, because I was like, yo, I got this idea, fuck with me. He was like, bet, I got you. Gave me these leftover fucking Air Force Ones that were all whites. I just went ham and I created this idea. I was like, yo, if Nike ain't gonna hire me right now, I'm gonna try to create a design that Nike wanna buy from me. I was like, everybody, all these other customizers are trying to get people to buy stuff from them. I'm like, no, but none of their stuff can be bought by Nike. None of that stuff can be mass-produced or remade or even reworn every day. I wanted to create something that people can wear every day, like a staple. And I wanted to make a creative shoe. And so that's why the swoosh is painted. It's painted because I have a drawing and painting degree. I'm a painter. I painted my way to Nike. That's why the swoosh is not on top of the other swoosh. It's off kilter because I don't work at Nike. I'm freelance. I do my own thing. So every pair is a one of one. Each swoosh is painted differently because it tells a different story. It looks really like deliberately rough and like whimsical because the past was not easy. I had many days where I was like many doubts, many ideas taken. Y'all see the ideas all over the place. Many ideas like from like many sacrifices, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up. That's what that swoosh represents. So that like, and I went and you know the heel tab with the paint drip and the tongue tag. That was just symbolic of me leaving my mark at Nike. So like I was just dropping the paint on it and leaving my mark. And so that's what came about. That painted swoosh was from that, was creating something that Nike would want to buy and mass produce, and they can make millions off of. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted, like, cut me my check. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was just looking at it, and that was the mindset creatively and business-wise to marketing myself to Nike as a creative.
Wow. That was a great story. Well, you only have a couple of questions left, but that was, like, really enough. That was, like, the core of the interview. But
my bad. I be talking too much.
No, you're good. You're good. What I was gonna ask you was, like, who was like the first person to ever buy like a pair of like your painted Air Force Ones, like with the swoosh on it?
It's funny. Let me backtrack a little bit. So, like when I turned 25, right? I was back in Chicago and I was painting on stuff. Like I've been doing this all through college. It wasn't nothing new. Like actually, it's funny how it's such a resurgence in this aesthetic. But like I was back doing it, whatever, and I painted on that jacket after Tiana got it. My homie Ben Edger, who created Box Water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my dog. So he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, Drew, keep painting on jackets." So another key is having friends that affirm you, right? So. I painted on the jacket. I took 14 hours painting on the jacket, and I heard about Complex Con.
Oh, yeah.
So for my 25th birthday, my mom and my grandma and them were like, "Yo, we're gonna buy you an Apple Watch." I'm like, scratch that. Yo, buy me this ticket to LA to go to Complex Con, and buy me this VIP ticket. I want to market myself. Maybe a brand will want to work with me. And so I packed my stuff, a few things up, headed out to L.A., and I wore my jacket around. And sure enough, on the second day there, or what's the first day? First or second day? I think it was the first day there. I was out there and I ended up running up into Nike people that work at Nike, and those dudes have in turn turned into some of my best friends. But like that was the initial start of like my Nike, like not even the start. I was already working as a brand ambassador in Chicago, but as far as like marketing myself as a creative and like, yo, here's some product type stuff and instituting an opinion and like creative direction, that started from me like taking a chance and going out to ComplexCon and not going to be a fan, but going to be like be a billboard and show my own work off. And so back to what you were saying, like, you know, we double back, fast forward, you know, I'm the first people, I would say, like my homies, like my homie Joe C was like one of the first people to like buy like my painted forces. He bought 2 pair, and this was back when the price was a lot cheaper. Like not a whole lot cheaper, but it was cheaper. Like, and so, but as far my first like Nike project was with like Nike commissioned me to paint 3 pair of Air Force Ones for G Dragon. That was my first freelance project, and that was the first. Like, so I would say Nike was the first brand to like buy my shoes.
Wow, that's dope. So I know you attended college, but like, did you plan on, you know, becoming this person that you are now, or do you have like different plans while you were in college?
Yeah, so in college, I always wanted to, I went to college on a football scholarship, and I was studying art too. So initially, I used to study graphic design, but I didn't like graphic design because the people were real like snobby, kind of, you know. My classmates. So I was like, yo, I want to like paint. I want to be in the studio. You know, that's my passion. Like, even in my graphic design work, you could see it's a lot of paint aesthetic to it. You know, that's what I used to be doing in graphic design. Like, yo, they're like, yo, this kid needs to be on a wall somewhere. So, I remember I was teaching art and literacy to 6 to 9-year-olds like 3-4 years ago in Tennessee with the what was that? Shoot, I forget the name. My memory. Well, either way. So I was teaching art and literacy in Chicago, in Tennessee, and I met Kadir Nelson. Kadir Nelson painted the Drake album cover with the baby picture and then the older picture.
Uh-huh.
So that's an oil painting. So like I'm in this lecture and he's talking. I was really inspired. So I asked him, I tell him like afterwards in the meet and greet, I'm like, yo, dog, I want to do what you do. You know, my mom said I can only make money if I do graphic design, but this shit whack. Can I be like you? And he was like, man, if you're good at anything, you'll make money. So shit, I just listen. Like, that's the thing. I listen to people who I think are smarter than me. And I applied as it. So I went back, changed my major that following fall, and just focused on, I utilized graphic design tools within my work, and I could still, like, I illustrated a book last year. It's on Amazon. But I know how to do that stuff. But my passion, I just decided to follow my passion, and that's painting and creating and just operating with no boundaries. So like in college, I wanted to honestly go play for the Bears.
Wow.
But I only wanted to play for 3 years, and I wanted to save my money and buy a studio so I could propel my art career. So I guess to a certain degree, yes. But like, nah, I wanted to play football. I knew, like, I wanted to play football for my home team, and I do love football because I love to compete. So, like, even with my design, like, mentally, I have, like, a real competitive mindset, designing and creating. And even, like, with me and my girl, it's mad competitive. Like, even creating. I'm like, man, I need you to step it up. You ain't made nothing all week. You know what I'm saying? So, like, So
Beautiful.
that's just how I think. Like I think that art and athletics should be held on a similar plane. If not art being on a different plane, on a high, so without getting all like too into it, but like yeah, I'm just real competitive, and so even I tore my labrum in college twice on the same shoulder, and so that's why I stopped playing football. So I just decided to focus on art.
Wow. Gotcha. Wow, the Bears. That was a whole left turn. But, wow. It's kind of like you already knew what you was going to do anyway, but that was just like your temporary plan.
Yeah, see, I looked at it like this 'cause I tore my labrum in my left shoulder twice. So, like, after the first time, I tore it right before my 21st birthday. So that sucked, but I, like, battled back. And so I got back. I was used to be, like, 230, 6'6", 230. I'm, like, 6'6", 190 right now because I don't work out. I just drink coffee and smoke weed and kick it. I like to wear nice pants. Acne jeans do not run big, so I got to make sure I stay slim. But they was like, when I was like really at the height of me working out, trying to play football, I trust God. Like when he was like, yeah, no, this is not what I want for you. I didn't get like depressed and shit. I was like, bet, let's do it this way. And so, at one point I interned with Hebrew Brantley, following my injury, and I was like, I remember when I was interning with Hebrew, I was like, man, Hebrew does not get injured working. He's cool. I don't know if you know who Hebrew Brantley is, but he's a world famous artist, very phenomenal creative from Chicago, and one of my biggest influences, just inspirations, just as a creative and just as to move as an artist and a black man. But like he gave me a shot as a young creative just because, and those instances like that really inspire kids like me and other creatives to keep going. So like I guess you can say I knew what I was gonna be doing, but I just keep telling myself that I'm one of the greatest artists of our generation. I just tell myself that all day, every day.
Wow, you got
and just keep working at it.
For sure. So I know you said, Hebrew is like one of your biggest influences, if not your biggest influence. But, just like Basquiat, he painted real fast. And you also, listen to like a range of music, while he created. Is there like any like recent like artists that came out or any like recent projects that you have to like create to? Or like how do you like what's your creative process?
Creative process. Well, I would say I do a lot of like searching blogs, just like aimlessly, drawing inspiration. I'm on Jound. I don't know, that's 4 J's, OUND. Like Justin Saunders is a huge inspiration of mine too, because his eye for detail and projects is very inspirational to me and my friends as creatives. So I study like the other creatives. I study the creatives that I admire. That's what I do. So I get up like 3:30, 4 in the morning, smoke, make some coffee, pray. I like to watch the sunrise, and I like to get that time in. Like it's so much time that's wasted by like sleeping. So I just go to bed a little bit earlier. Like last night, my girl wanted to like sit up and watch TV. It's like 9:30. I'm like, yo, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get these Z's, or I'll be up at 4, start working on some stuff. But it's fun because I do like I'm signed to me. I'm my own boss. I dictate my projects. My projects are fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on like some really really cool stuff. And so I get up, drink some coffee. I like my coffee black. Either I might make the coffee or I go to McDonald's. McDonald's is one of my favorite restaurants. What else? Come back, and I work fast. When I'm inspired by a project, I work fast. So, like, I designed a retail lab space for Nike last year, and they gave me like 3 pallets and 4 cinder blocks and 4 pair of Air Force Ones and some spray paint. And it's amazing what you could do in 45 minutes with those tools. And so, like, I work fast when I'm inspired. It's funny because a lot of people be like, "Oh man, take your time." I'm like, "Yo, if I take my time on it, either you ain't pay me or the project is whack." So, like,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So I like to get shit done quickly, and like ever since I was like 17, I always wanted to get paid $100 an hour. So like I like to make $100 an hour.
Right.
At least. So shit, if they give me a nigga like, yo, I only got $300, man, I'm only touching this shit for. I'm not even gonna think about the project until I can put in 2.5 hours to 3, and I'm gonna give you my best 2.5 to 3. But I like to make $100 an hour, and the price going up, so I'm about to be like $300 an hour. So.
Gotcha. So, my last question is, so I know you like recently collab, with Travis Scott's Levi Fours, but like, what else do you want to get into, like, for the rest of the year? Like, what do you have planned? Like, do you have any moves that you can actually tell me about, or is everything on?
No. My next big thing is having a solo art show out here in Portland. So we trying to find a space now where I can like really get some stuff going, but like I like to paint pictures I like to paint things that evoke thought and conversation. I don't really put a lot of my art outside of the shoes onto Instagram because honestly I found that shoes were working. It was working. And I just did what was working. And so now people are paying attention, and then now you just hit them with the crossover. And you're like, boom, this is what I'm here for. It's just like, it was like a organic way of showing like, okay, everybody likes shoes. I like shoes too, but I'm about to shut down this shoe lane and let everybody know I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really I'm not super popular, not like in a like lame way, but I'm just like me. Like I don't take pictures with celebrities and shit like that. Like I'm not that type of guy. So I had to like do it organically and do it with art projects. And so now I can do like I can be able to like do art shows and installations worldwide. That's really what I want to do, like down like 10, 15 years, and then in 20 years, what would that make me? I'm 26 right now. That'll make me 46. So at 46, I would like to be at my alma mater, Northern Michigan University, teaching like for half a semester, half a year, teaching art class to students and teaching them how to turn their product into profit.
That's beautiful. That's really dope.
I'm being like the Michael Eric Dyson of the art world.
I feel that. I get what you're saying. That's awesome. Well, that's pretty much the end of our interview. Thank you.
Rose, we can go, keep watching me whip up, still keep real and fame. Dance with my dogs in the nighttime. In the kitchen, wrist twisted like it's stir fry. Whip it in the kitchen, wrist twisted like it's stir fry. Whip it in the